This is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. And I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel-Air.
Hey, what's up, boys? Today I decided to do something different, as you can tell. And today I wanted to start a series called, I don't know, classic TV shows, I think I'm gonna call it. But today I'm be doing my review on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Of course, this is all just my opinion. If you disagree, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments, I guess. I don't really know. So if you like today's video, make sure to like and subscribe, and comment down below what TV show you want me to do next, and let's hop right into this bitch.
It's a dreamy, wished it on a genie. I got fans finally.
The plot of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is that Will Smith, our main protagonist, is forced to move to Bel-Air with his uncle, cousin, and aunt after he gets into a fight in Philadelphia. Of course, this is a very decent plot with a lot to build off of, but I just have this one problem with it that kind of held it back from getting like a top-notch score, like an A+ score is. It seems a bit weird. It seems a bit kind of forced, if you know what I mean. Like, I think the whole idea of moving your only son to the other coast of the country is a bit weird just because he got into a fight. But of course, another thing I really like this plot for is kind of how you can see how throwing like a person from the ghetto into a richer part of the country. And you can just kind of see throughout, they kind of build on this. Like how Will Smith never seems to fit in with the Banks, and how he just, I don't know, like doesn't fit in, if that makes sense to you. Of course, I'm going to have to give this 7 out of 10 for the main issue of this seeming a bit odd for me. But other than that, this is really good to build off of, and there's not a lot I can complain about. So let's move on to the next part.
Dreamy, wished it on a genie. I got fans finally.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air does a great job of telling a story of a young boy moving from Philadelphia to Bel-Air. A drastic change in the emotion. They convey the emotions very well that comes with the story. But there's a couple things I have to point out, and one of the major things that really holds it back from being a 10 out of 10 is how seemingly they implement things into the story just to move the plot along. Of course, there's only a couple incidents of this, but they create sub-arcs that I just feel unnecessary. The main one I want to point out is how Uncle Phil calls Will Carlton. This happens, I think, in season 2 or 1, and this creates a whole sub-arc of Will trying to prove himself as his own person. Because I didn't mind the sub-arc, I just felt they implemented it too drastically. It just happened. Instead of progressively adding it, and at one point Will just fed up with like seeming not to be his own person, I just feel this is rushed. But of course, I can't really blame it for that, because it's hard writing a story, but that really holds it back from being a 10 out of 10. So for that, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, which is a great score, but that one thing is really holding it back for me. So let's move on to the next part.
You wanted to see me thrive, you lie.
Comedy is one of the main parts of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, as it is a sitcom, so it has to be damn good at it, and it really is. I really feel the jokes are funny, but sometimes repetitive. Like, for the entire show, there's 2 main jokes that revolve around, and Carlton being short and Uncle Phil being fat. Sorry about that. But even though it is repetitive, it's still funny. Will Smith and Jazz and whoever he's with makes the joke original every time you hear it. But I can't deny the fact that a lot of the jokes are just kind of the same, if that makes any sense to you. But other than that, the comedy is very good. I never really felt one episode didn't make me laugh at one part, and I don't know, I just find the comedy good. So for that, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Not 10 out of 10 because the jokes are a bit repetitive, but other than that, it's really good. So let's move on to the next part.
My life. for my life.
Characters. So, okay, I'm just going to start off by saying the negatives, as I had a couple things I want to point out. One of the things is, why is every other episode it seems Will has a new girlfriend? And this goes to the next part. They introduce too many characters, and the way they do it is just out of the blue. Like, when I was talking about the plot, they just add things. I feel they do the same thing with characters, they just add characters. So what I mean by this, like, the first time we ever met the aunts, like Aunt Vi, Aunt Janice, Aunt Helen, it was out of the blue. We got no indication that there was more than two, because we knew there was Aunt Vivian and Aunt Vi, but we never knew about Aunt Janice and Aunt Helen. So I just really felt like, wait, what? It just kind of confuses me. And what also confuses me is, one episode Will is trying to get this girl, goes well, and then the next episode they're just gone, just like that, like one episode rental. I just find that very weird and kind of off-putting, but except for that, I find the characters entertaining. Talking about the main cast, I kind of feel Carlton and Hillary could get kind of annoying, and I felt like the older Ashley got, the worse of a character she was, as the younger, like, first season Ashley, one of my favorite characters in all of the show. She was funny, entertaining, but she later goes on to kind of, like, be kind of annoying. She kind of feels like a Hillary 2.0 in the later seasons. Instead of being that, like, strong woman, like that, oh, I'm gonna defend Will, she kind of turns into Hillary 2.0, if that makes sense. Uncle Phil is entertaining. I don't like how they got a new actor for Aunt Vivian in season 4. I like the old one better. Will Smith is entertaining, and that's all I have to say. For that, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I don't hate any of the characters. I just find it introduced too many, and some of them could get a bit annoying. So let's move on to the last part.
I get the upper hand and I need a big bitch, not another fan.
Okay, for the last part, I'm just gonna say what I liked and what I didn't like about the show. So, obviously, like I said, some things the plot sometimes it makes sense, some of the characters got annoying. I forgot to add this in the character section, but Jeffrey, same thing with Ashley, just got worse as the seasons progressed. I really feel like some of the characters had a decline. I felt like the writing got a bit sloppy. But still, all shows have its, like, I guess, bad parts, and this show, other than the things I said, were basically perfect in my opinion. So for that, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Not 10 out of 10, because, has its flaws, but still not that bad. And now I'm going to move on to the final score, and let's do that.
Now when it's all done, I get the upper hand.
So, if you did the math, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't, because that's kind of my job. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air got a 40 out of 50, which is 80%, which is an A. This show has a lot of problems, but is overall just a classic TV show. So for that, 40 out of 50 suits it well. So if you liked today's video and like what I did, and overall just want me to continue the series, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and